Hello there and welcome, friends and family. You know, I am here in the hopes that we together can find some hope and light in some difficult times. And also maybe have some fun too. I'm Livia, and this was Coffee, Tarot and Coffee with Olivia, but I'm now lIVIA'S ASMR Tarot and Charms. Sometimes just the memory of something or someone can lift our spirits like coffee with a friend. And yes, I do like to pretend like you were really here with me, and so I will pour us each a cup. One for you, and one for me. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's not easy to find time for a sit down with a friend, so let's really appreciate this moment. Whatever your preferred treat or beverage, go ahead and pause the video and go get it. While you do that, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. It's hot and delicious. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. Kind of help center myself. Okay. So this is a pick a card tarot reading featuring unintentional ASMR. And if you're not sure what that means, see the definition in the description of this video. And if you've never done a tarot pick a card before, it's easy. So just follow along. I do use timestamps, so you can use these to skip ahead to your pick. And always remember that you are the master of your universe. You are the creator of your path and your destiny. So whatever the cards read, do take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Don't make life-altering choices or decisions based on this or any other video pick a card. And with that said, let's begin. So you can choose your pile here by several things, or at least a couple of things. So you can choose your pile by the frog, your favorite frog, or by the deck, because we're using different decks here. So we have the Everyday Witch Tarot, we have the Ryder-Waite Tarot, we have the Cat Tarot, and we have the Kranz Tarot. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to use this little, we're going to start with the Everyday Witch Tarot right here. Oh, you know what? We will be going ahead and beefing up our readings there and having some shuffling of our Moonology cards, our Moonology Oracle cards. So let's get started. Okay, Three of Swords. The Hermit. The Hermit. These are not in order. I thought I put them in order of which I drew. I really did. I really tried, guys. This is the right order, okay? The Three of Swords, the Hermit, and the World. So let's start with the Three of Swords. I'm going to have a little sip of coffee. You know, sometimes heartbreak is unavoidable. And the very least you can do is learn from the situation. Is a past heartbreak unfairly influencing your present? The Hermit states alone is not the same thing as lonely. The figure here is clearly meditating or listening. There are times when you can scarcely hear yourself think, much less meditate. This card is asking us to turn off the TV, put down our phone, and walk away from it. It will feel uncomfortable at first, but the clarity you will have as a result will be worth it. Now, I'm not asking you to dedicate an hour of your day for a week. I'm just asking for 5-10 minutes. You don't have time, you can take 5 minutes. And I mean literally, set your alarm and take that whole 5 minutes. If that's all you have, or if that's all you can steal away, go ahead and do it. And for some of you, there's another message here that now is not the time to muddy the waters with romance. Okay? Instead, get to know your own company. Now, the World, my nickname for the World, and as far as the Everyday Witch Tarot deck, they like this too because they quoted, "The world is your oyster." And that's my nickname for this card. Joyous attainment of all earthly temporal desires, attainment of goals, and triumph in the end. So to sum it up, don't be afraid to be alone. It may be that heartbreak in the past is holding you back, but that's giving you space to learn from it. This isn't the end of your world. It's actually the beginning. So look around, get the lay of the land, and you will learn so much more from this painful experience than you realize. In particular, how can you figure out what it is that you truly want without thoroughly getting to know yourself? Thoroughly getting to know yourself. Believe it or not, knowing what you want, figuring out what it is exactly what you really want is more than half the battle. So your message, go get 'em, Tiger. Let's go ahead and pull you a Moonology card while we're here. All right, here we go. Your Moonology card is thus. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon. Believe in the impossible. You got this. You have this. Okay. So let's go ahead and move ahead. We're going to move along to our next reading. You know, you can choose all the cards. In fact, some people put on my playlist and they use it to go to sleep. So you don't even have to use these videos in the way that they were meant to be used, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to turn the page on my notes. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our Ryder-Waite. I'm going to peek at them and make sure I have them in the right order. We'll just see on the table. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, Knight, yes, that's right, Knight of Pentacles, and Knight of Cups. So if you picked the frog on the lily pad or the Ryder-Waite deck, this is your reading. The Queen of Pentacles. You have or you are developing mastery over your earthly talents. There is an old saying, first do what is necessary, then what is possible, and suddenly you're doing what you thought was impossible. Look up free running on YouTube if you're a younger person. This is an urban sport. Or if you're an older person, I want you to consider how far human strengths have improved in just your lifetime over the course of the Olympics. Over the course of your lifetime during the Olympics. Okay? Knight of Pentacles. There's an emphasis on your own personal power here, or what we might call your sovereignty, and how we learned through experience. Coupled with the Queen here, I say that this speaks to learning through testing boundaries. Some of us do that. With there being two knights in this reading, that speaks to leadership. You're being called to lead. And what I mean by that is it doesn't necessarily mean you're running for office, although maybe you are. It may mean that you're leading your little brother on the right path. It may mean that you are leading your team at work, but this is calling for you to step up and lead. Okay, the second knight here is the Knight of Cups, and this is a knight that trusts his gut instincts. He leads with passion and conviction of spirit. This knight asks of us to open our hearts and minds and for us to examine and re-examine our beliefs, using love as a base to reconstruct after deconstruction. To sum it up, you have developed your talents, you've tested them, you've tested the boundaries. Now go forth and lead with experience and conviction. Let's add a Moonology card here. And shuffle these. Okay. Don't let your past hold you back. Oh, that's really interesting. This is why sometimes I say, you know, look at all the readings and then take what resonates with you, because these first two readings really seem to resonate with one another. Don't let the past hold you back. Love it. Okay, let us move on. We are going to now go to our cat tarot with our tree frog here. And I do need to turn the page on my notes, and they are kind of far away from me. Okay. All right, the first card should be Judgment. Nope. That's the last card, the Magician. I will get better as I'm moving, as I do this more, as I get back into my groove. Some of you who have been here a while know I've been MIA for a minute. Okay. Your first card when I first drew these is Judgment. And it matters what order they're in. That's why I really should have these in order, in the order that I pull them. I don't know why they're not. I thought I had done it, but anyway, Judgment. We are our own toughest critic. The judge, turns out, is you. That's actual quote from the Cat Tarot little booklet that comes with the deck. So ask yourself, are you judging yourself or someone else too harshly? We are only human after all. I mean cats. We're only cool cats after all, right? Next we have the Queen of Swords here, an intellectual and fair-minded woman, very self-aware. The Queen of Swords also can be harshly judgmental. She knows all swords are double-edged and isn't afraid to deconstruct to the bone. So with these two cards, I would very much look at that. Judging too harshly. Yourself or others, or others. We have the Mage or the Magician last, and the Magician steps in to remind you that you've got this. Let minor infractions rest. If you can't lighten up a little, then at least admit that you have practiced and planned and gathered your tools. You are prepared and equipped to handle what's coming. So rest assured. And that sums that up. In short, let go and enjoy. But we're going to pull a Moonology card. Just kind of beef up this reading a little bit. Give it a little extra oomph here. A little extra something to start your week. Now, these readings are timeless, so they may be longer than a week or shorter. It's time to take action. It's time to take action. Don't hesitate. It's time to move forward. You are, you know, I mentioned before with these two, you know, I talk about picking your card or picking your pile, but oftentimes they really resonate together. So, like, watching the whole video, it's only what, 17 minutes maybe? I don't know. It might be worth it because they do seem to resonate with each other, the readings. Now we're going to do the polka dotty frog. Turn the page on my notes here. Without lighting it on fire, have a little sip of cuppa. Okay, Kim Kranz. This is our Kim Kranz deck. I know the devil was the last card in this reading. This one was the first card, and this is the middle card. Okay. All right. First we have the Seven of Swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's that seventh sword? Why, it's tucked under that sly little fox's tail, a secret. You are either the keeper of the secret or the kept from, or both. That, or is there something you're avoiding to your own detriment? That is the Seven of Swords. Here we have the Father of Swords, which is next, or the Father of Wands. That is not a sword, that is a wand. Mysterious and charismatic. He's often a healer and usually deeply compassionate. Earthy, in tune with life. He's known to stay calm in a storm unless he is the storm. And in this instance, he is capable of beginning the healing process of self just by taking the first step. The devil here on the end creates an urgency to this message that speaks to addiction, negativity, and materialism. To sum it up, addiction is a harsh mistress. It's time to be honest with yourself about the pleasures or extravagances that are no longer serving you. So altogether, to sum it up, it's time to wake up and smell the coffee and make a conscious effort to free yourself. And all it's going to take right now is that first step. Let's go ahead and get you a Moonology card. If you already are in healing of addiction, you might want to take a second look. Some of us will start healing an addictions of, like, say, alcoholism, and then we find we have an addiction to something else. That maybe we're codependent, that maybe we are, you know. Before it gets overwhelming, let's pull this card. And we have prosperity lies ahead. Take that first step. Don't be afraid. If you've already taken the first step towards another addiction, back up. Let's start again. It's okay. That's the way life is. We go along and move along. And that is your reading for today. I hope that this was something that you enjoyed. And I hope that, especially if you had this last reading, don't worry about these readings. These are meant to bring something to the table, something helpful. Just remember to always, always, always stay true to yourself. We are at our best when we stand in our truth with our hearts open to one another. Please comment if you like this reading, if it resonated with you. I love to hear your stories in the comments. And do remember, I will never solicit you in the comments or otherwise for readings. If you want a private reading from me, do come find me on Keen. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload new content, and subscribe to my channel, but most importantly, come back. I have this safe space here for you wherever you are. Love the Creator, love each other, and learn to love by practicing on yourself. Okay? See you next time.